People's Wine Club members, everyone across the country, welcome, welcome. Guess what? It's Wednesday. It's 5 o'clock Pacific. That means it's time to crack open a good bottle of Canadian wine. Sit back, relax, and have fun. Mira, welcome. How are you doing today?
Pretty awesome because it is Wine Wednesday and it is time. It is time. Hey, we're doing something kind of fun. I know you guys are just starting to join us, but we're going to have a poll going during this live stream because that's a new thing we can do now. So we're going to have a poll. I'll flash it on the screen and just enter in the chat. Which number are you? Woohoo!
Woohoo! That is so cool. I love that new feature. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to taste. Okay, here is what's going to happen today, okay? A lot going on. How many glasses do you have in front of you, Mira?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Eight
glasses in front of me right now.
And because we've been destroying the wine glasses at a incredible pace around here right now, you would have at least 12 wine in front of you just because I ran out of glasses, to be honest. So many highlights. There's so many highlights of the last week or so. I want to talk about them all. I'm so excited for what we're tasting right now. And we've been on YouTube every single day for the last, I don't know, it feels like a year and a half.
48 days.
48 days. And there's some of these bottles, again, it's so much fun. There's so many great wines that we've been tasting on YouTube. So so that's why I want to talk about some of the highlights of the last 7 days. And obviously, we're going to talk about Roche because we had a soft launch this week. We have announced that our next Tasting Thursday, the Zoom with the winemaker, our next one will be on April the 30th, correct? Did I say that? Wow.
It's a Thursday. And some of you guys, we're going to see you on May 1st, right? In Prince Edward County. We're doing a weekend of touring with members, Prince Edward County. So we got people coming from Ottawa, coming from Toronto, coming from Oakville, coming from these areas around Peck. We'll be there May 1st to 3rd. But on the Thursday night, April 30th, we will be
somewhere
on Zoom with members from coast to coast. With Roche Wines from the Naramata Bench, which will be a ton of fun. They're amazing. Both winemakers. They met in New Zealand, but she's from Bordeaux and was a winemaker there for their family's estate. He's from
Mira, she's not only from Bordeaux. Whoa, let's pause for a second here. She's from Bordeaux. She's from Pessac-Léognan. And on top of it, she's from Les Carmes-Aubryon. She's from the family who owns Les Carmes-Aubryon from 3 or 4 generations. So, she is a born raised at the Chateau in Bordeaux. She was born with winemaking in her blood. She grew up in the vineyard. So this is really freaking cool. And Dylan, her husband, he's no slouch either because he's a West Van guy with an amazing passion for cycling. He went, one of the best places for cycling in the world? It's Burgundy. I know you, me, and many people around us, we know Burgundy for Chardonnays and Pinot Noir, but also cycling around the vines. So while he was doing his stuff about cycling in Burgundy, what happened? He fell in love with the wines, and guess what? He took winemaking. So these two, Bordeaux, Burgundy, met in New Zealand, and they bought a place on the Naramata Bench in the Okanagan Valley. So here we are. That's the Roche story. And for this Tasting Thursday, we're not only going to feature Bordeaux style wine, Burgundy style wine, but also Rhone Valley style wine as well, because they made these 3 style, and we have a 3-packs for each and every region. It's going to be so freaking exciting because these wines are off the chart. Mira, I have a question for you. Why did you let me wait that long before we feature Roche Wines?
Yeah, it's a good question. We don't know what we don't know. We've been tasting Canadian wines for almost 6 years now full time. I know it's a rough job. Someone's got to do it, right? For your sake. So you know which ones to really look out for, right? Thousands of wines a year. And I feel like we're still just scratching the surface, right? There's still so many wineries that members, you guys say, hey, you got to check out this place and this place. And we're like, oh, we haven't been there yet. We haven't been there yet. So coast to coast, we make an amazing world-class selection of wines. We're just getting started.
I know, hey, and Roche, I mean, like, yeah, of course they were on our radar. Of course we heard about them. They are behind helping Shea Code starting his amazing product, his amazing winery in Okanagan Falls. They were behind like all of the, like Dylan and Penelope helped them not only bottle their first couple of vintage, but also teach Shea how to approach certain thing. They're behind a lot of startup wineries because they're just that freaking awesome. So so here we are now, finally, after hearing their name like every single month here and there, we finally got in touch and we are here. And first and foremost, I am super freaking excited because more I taste their wine, more crazy I go about what they do. But it's also the list or back vintage that they sent us as well. They gave us access to a boatload of back vintage wine, either Bordeaux style, either Burgundy style, or Rhone style. And this month is going to be absolutely freaking epic. There's already people who got their packages. I mean, Yannick in Vancouver ordered it during the weekend and already got his wine yesterday. So I mean, how epic is that, right? So,
Totally.
I mean, this is awesome. So today we're gonna talk about the Bordeaux style wine. I want to talk about more about Penelope first, because I mean she's the Bordeaux girl, and we're gonna talk about the three wines that we have in the Bordeaux tree packs and some other incredible back vintage that we have available. Okay, so I want to do that to start, but also would love to I would love to talk about some of the highlight that we've tasted this week. Do you want to start with Roche, or do you want me to start with some of the highlights?
You know what? Let's back up a second and talk about some of the latest wines we've had because, yeah, the highlights, because I want to know what's in your guys' glass too. I mean, it's Wine Wednesday. A lot of us look forward to Wine Wednesday because it's the middle of the week and we get to just relax a little bit, have some wine, right?
I think you're bang on. I would have done the same. I would have done the same. Yeah, I think you're bang on. Let's talk about some recap and let's talk about the pink. Let's talk about the pink. Why not? Right? It's April. I mean, now the new releases are starting to come out, and that means some 2025s are out. And this is really, really cool because, as you all know, we didn't have any 2024, just a few drop here and there, some small little pockets here and there, but 97% all gone, nothing from 24. So we haven't had that new releases from BC in a very long time. So this was one of the very, very anticipated rosé release that we had 2 weeks ago, I guess. Painted Rock are known to release their rosé to do a big blitz and usually sell out in a couple days, right, Mira? This is a fun thing that how they do it and how they created that big buzz of rosé, right?
Totally. Yeah, I think they mainly send it from like to their wine club, and they have such a small amount of it. So one year I think it sold out in 4 minutes flat. Cheers from Ottawa, you guys. We're so excited to see you in Ottawa and in Prince Edward County in just a few, like less than 2 weeks. It's crazy.
Let me check my calendar because when do we have Roche? It's in not Roche, Painted Rock. It's in May, right? So,
yes.
So we managed to get 3 or 4 cases put aside for us. Okay, of that rosé, and I was really excited to taste it. This year, it's mostly Syrah. So a fun blend of Syrah, and I think it's Syrah Petit Verdot, if I'm not mistaken. I just have to go back here. Yeah, 74% Syrah, 15% Malbec, and 9% Petit Verdot, and 5% Cap Franc. So that's the press rosé. Nice, beautiful color. So I was ready because I mean, I'm a big fan of Painted Rock Big Reds, right? We have in the box right here, they're very exclusive Cab Syrah, which is exclusively for members, wine club members. So I got a bottle of that we're going to crack open in the next, maybe this weekend. So we're going to start to do tasting notes about Painted Rock. But that rosé was so much fun. And what I wanted to do with these two rosé, to me, if you ask me, who are the two powerhouse red wine producer, which can be like twin wineries, right? One from the Okanagan, one from Niagara. I would say Ice Cellar and Painted Rock are very similar in a sense that they are two big, powerful red producer on each side of the country. So I got the box of each wine almost at the same time. And I was like, hey, you know what? Let's crack their rosé side by side. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Ice Cellar, it's a Saignée, rosé of Saignée. So, and Painted Rock is a press, direct press. So there's two main method to make rosé, as you guys know probably. One is just the direct press. You collect the free run juice, and you make that beautifully pink wine. And the other one is like if you're making a red wine, but at the very beginning of the skin contact, at the very, very beginning, you bleed the tank and you get a different, like you bleed here with Ice Cellar, it's 61% Merlot, 32% Malbec, 7% Franc. So that's the blend here. You get something a little darker, right? What I like with the Ice Cellar is the tannin, because it's kind of drinking a cold, fresh red, almost in a sense, like very light. So super interesting to get these two powerhouse red producer on their rosé side by side. So this is a lot of fun. I like both, and the both are very, very different. Ice Cellar, I believe that will be very, very versatile with so many different things. So I like that. And to be honest with you, the Painted Rock, it might be my favorite in since maybe 2020 or something like that. I mean, I always like everything they do, but this specific rosé at 85% Syrah, pretty darn good. I tell you one thing. So yeah, that's awesome. That's going to be coming in May. That's going to be coming next in 2 weeks, because we have Roche featured all month long. But Ice Cellar is going to be featured in 1 week, starting next week. So yeah, we're going away this weekend for a hockey tournament, and we're bringing a bunch of Ice Cellar with us, because that's the weekend where we're going to finish all tasting notes. I'm excited because I have some pretty big dog to taste this weekend from Ice Cellar. Expect some pretty high score, I would say so. So it's exciting. It's going to be an exciting weekend. We already tasted and reviewed the Syrah and the 2 Cab Sauv. 17 Cab Sauv already hit a 97 points, 94 points. The 17 Sauv. We also tasted 17 Chard and 18. So we've done half the job, and we're going to taste the big reds this weekend and feature Ice Cellar early in the week next week. So this is for some rosé highlight. Mira, any comments on the two rosés? Oh, your volume.
Okay, I'm just so relieved that rosé season is finally here. Bill's on with us tonight, and Bill, I'm not sure if you're in Canada or not, but we have had a heck of a winter in Canada. And I can't even complain because we're in the Okanagan. Like, we're in the only desert in the country. So it's been pretty mild up here, but still feels long. So yeah, rosé season, I'm ready for you. And you know what? I was really surprised at the Painted Rock rosé this time.
Yeah, I know, right?
In a really good way. Like, I really enjoyed it. And then for Ice Cellars, the last time I tasted Ice Cellars rosé was that time they made a rosé. It must have been at least 3 or 4 years ago. They made a rosé in oak.
Cab Sauv.
A Cab Sauv rosé in oak.
Yeah.
It was like a big rosé, right?
I know, right? I know. No, we pivoted this year. I decided to not include it. We're just gonna focus on big reds from them and the shards. But I just thought that was fun. I mean, I'm not usually a big fan of Saigné rosé. Sometimes I think it's kind of too bold, but this is really, really decent. I really enjoyed that. And at $24, I mean, we're hitting the trash mark now in 2026 where $24 wines are fairly rare, especially made by a producer like Ice Cellar. So thanks, Tolga and Elif, for that fun rosé. I really enjoyed that, and it's going to be on the list next week. I get like 90 plus, 91 points, like something fun and good at great price point. So, Now,
very good.
That's for rosé. I'm gonna move that here. I'm gonna put that right behind me here, okay? Because now I want to talk about 2 whites here that I have. One is one of our family iconic wine that I like to call it. It's a wine that it's very dear to our heart because Mira's mom is from Hungary. Mira was born in Romania, and Mira's mom was born on a Moscato Tonel vineyard. Okay, and there's not a lot of place around in Canada or North America that grow Moscato Tonel. Hillside Estate not only grow Moscato Tonel, but they grow it and make it so very freaking good. It's one of the wines that we fell in love right the first time we tasted Hillside Winery, Mira and I. And every year, it always rated very consistently between 91 and 93 points. Kathy Malone make that wine clockwise, rinse and repeat every single year. If Mother Nature obviously permit, like 2024, there was a gap there like everyone else, but 2025 is back and really good. Oh my God. It's so crisp and so fresh, slightly off dry, just a hint of sweetness at the end. Floral, but such a fun wine, right, Mira?
Yes, it's so good.
The nose of that wine is so much fun. So yeah, I wanted to just put that on the highlight because we tasted that yesterday on our YouTube. It was yesterday or like, I don't know, one of the last 100 days that we've been on YouTube. But we did a review on that and it's just like bang on, pinpoint exactly what I like, what I was expecting. And even like one of the, I mean, God bless him. I mean, we owe him a lot in our industry, but Anthony Gismondi is a really harsh critic when he rates wine. I don't know. I think he instructed his staff to rate as low as possible. But even then, with Gismondi, I think like the last 5 years, the Moscato Tonel was rated 90 points or better. So from Gismondi, it's like a 95 points almost. So I think I gave that one a 91 plus yesterday on YouTube, and I really like that. Maybe Mira, the price point now on the Moscato Tonel is
it's $26 or $27 plus tax.
There you go. There you go. So, I mean, now it's still a beautiful price point. And these vines planted in 1983. So, very old vine, beautiful wine. So, it's super fun. Right, Mira, I want your opinion.
For Canada, this is pretty remarkable. And I think that's why they survived. Like many of the vines died, sadly, when it was minus, between minus 22 and minus 30 continuously for 56 hours in 2024. Well, actually, it was early 2020.
Yeah, that was in 2024.
Yeah,
early in January 2024.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, we what we noticed and what they're confirming now is that the old vines, especially the ones that were own rooted, are the ones that survived. And that's interesting too, because that's not as common anymore, this own rooted thing. Often the grapes being planted in the last 10 or 20 years, they have like a hybrid root that's supposed to withstand the low temperatures, and then they graft different varietals on top. But ironically, it was the own rooted ones that did really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I love the finish of that wine. I really loved it. I love that there's a nice chalkiness, there's a mineral finish, floral component, beautiful. So yeah, I really love that. And this is another big success from Cathy Malone at Hillside. I think it's one of the most underrated winery that we rarely talk about. I mean, we're always there like talking about like the Silva and Tightrope. Like there's so many like we love so much, and I kind of feel like we forgot about Hillside. I mean, Cathy's been making wines from the Naramata Bench fruits for like decades, and everything she touches, to my opinion, is always pinpoint, really sharp. So Moscato Tonnelle, a beautiful example of consistency here. So I really like that 2025. One of our first 25 release that we've been tasting, and I have good news for everybody. I'm hearing across the board that 25 will be an amazing bounce back year for BC, not only because they have grapes, but because of the quality. I'm hearing that the quality is absolutely amazing. Now, sometimes we have to dig a little deeper, right? Is it just the marketing hat of people really trying to push a new vintage? No. I've been talking to different actor of the industry, and no, it's the second warmest vintage on record for the Okanagan. And during the day, the nights were untypically cold, so the diurnal shift between nights and days makes a big difference for acid. So all in all, I will stay away from all of the technical details, but everyone is dreaming about 2025, and the crop is big. On top of it, the vines recovered very well, the one who survived, and there was a plentiful of grapes in the vines. And here you go, we're starting to get some of the 2025. Also tasted the Nostalgia Sauvignon Blanc, which is pretty good as well, of the 2025. We're going to keep you posted on more and more 2025 whites that we're getting, and the rosés as well. So yeah. Now, before we touch on Roche, on Roche, I have to say, if you've seen the video, it's been posted by the winery and a few members already. This wine here. Okay? This is Bottega Wine Studio, aka Daniel Bonterin, the man behind what's the brand of the rosé?
Tractor and Vines.
No, it's the vineyard.
7 Directions.
Thank you. I had a lapse here. The man behind 7 Direction Rosés, our favorite rosé every year, right? He also does Bottega Wine Studio. This Viognier here in that bottle from the 2025 vintage. Buckle your seatbelt. This wine is fucking unreal. Okay? And I was talking to a member this afternoon. The way that I describe that is it might be the best BC white wine that I've tasted outside of a Chardonnay. Period. Period.
It is spectacular. And it was a big surprise. I mean, we weren't expecting that. That's incredible. Yeah.
I mean, I always expect something fantastic from Daniel because he's a consultant winemaker. I feel like he's so underrated. Like people talk about him like he's a genius, and we know from what he's doing with the rosé. We did the rosé vertical, like tasted some incredible stuff. But holy smokes, that Viognier. And I feel like we've talked about Viognier a lot lately. Is it just not me? Is it just me, Mira, or we have like?
Yeah, I mean, it's the Rhone varietals. We talk a lot about Syrah. Okay, we very rarely, though, in Canada, get to talk about Viognier, Roussanne, and Marsanne, right? Yeah. And I feel like lately, because Roche is making some phenomenal examples of this.
I know.
But also we've discovered there's other people making this, because when we get excited about a wine, we talk to people more. So I think that's why, Carl, because we're like, we just tasted a great Roussanne, and someone's like, oh, we make a Roussanne, you should taste it. So that's how these things happen, right?
There's that, but there's also, I think everything started with Black Bank Hill in the Advent calendar, right? I was just dreaming about the Viognier at Black Bank Hill. And I mean, like, we tasted Bellaterra early in January. It's like, oh, for $24, this is pretty darn fantastic. After that, I don't know, I tasted another one, and Daniel just showed up at our door and said, Carl, I think you really need to taste that. I'm like, okay. And so he's telling me that story, which I think it's pretty fun. He went down to Kelowna to taste a few of wine director and sommeliers in Kelowna. And apparently one of the Kelowna sommelier told him, if you smell that wine and you get the varietal wrong, you better change job. If you can't say that's a Viognier on the nose, you better do something else with your life.
Oh, no,
so he's telling me the story, and I'm tasting the wine, and yeah, obviously, and even from you, Mira, right? I brought the glass to you, and you're like, whoa, like everything in that wine. So I have to say, there's some Viognier who are pretty heavy. Some are even oily. This is a Viognier who's extremely powerful in flavor, extremely precise, and the balance between acid and power is just astonishing. You don't have often that level of acidity in a Viognier. A Viognier naturally is a low acid grape. So I have to say it's a 50% Similkameen Viognier and 50% Black Sage Bench. So I think it kind of makes sense. The Similkameen part bring that diurnal shift, bring the more acid backbone, chalkiness, minerality, and the Black Sage Bench in Oliver, extremely hot, extremely warm, bring the fruitiness. So that combination of these two source of fruit, holy smoke. So I gave it 94 points. This is going, I have to tell you, it's only April. This is going to be in our top 10 wine of the year. Absolutely no doubt about that. Incredible wine. So I've been dreaming about it since I tasted it. So I wanted to talk about it today. So yeah. Oh, it's been open for 5-6 days already, and the nose is still bursting like crazy. Wow. Anyway, this is for my white. Two highlight of the week on the white side. Bottega Wine Studio 2025 Viognier and Hillside Estate, the Hillside Winery Muscat Automnal 2025 as well. So two fantastic wines, but keep an eye out for that. This is going to be epic long run. This one's going to age.
Do you know how much he has of that Viognier? Because and I actually see Bottega Wine Studio stop by our Instagram, so hopefully they heard us talking about them. Their ears were burning. Yeah, how much do they have of that? Because I feel like that is going to sell out in a flash. They usually make very small batches, right?
Well, I mean, usually, the production is not on the back of the bottle. This is definitely something that I'm gonna ask Daniel. But
and we are featuring them coming up, I think, right?
Coming up in May, yeah. And there's some special bottles or coming out of that feature.
I don't think we're allowed to say exactly what yet, but there's some special things coming from Bottega Wine Studio that I think many of you guys that know what they're doing, that have tasted Bottega Wine Studio before, will be very excited about. But yeah, they're in the Instagram chat. So let's ask, how many, hey, Christine and Daniel, if you're there, how many cases of that Viognier did you make? Because it is probably going to definitely be in your top 10 wines of the year, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like I said, this is the best white wine out of British Columbia that I've tasted. Maybe ever outside of a Chardonnay. There's maybe a few Chardonnay here and there that I would say is at the same level. Other than that, there's not a white wine from BC that I've tasted at that level. Plain and simple.
Mind blown. That's amazing.
No, I'm not shitting you. This is incredible. And this is paired with the Cap Franc that we tasted, both of us, at the Cap Franc Marathon, and that we tasted in barrel. Remember that one barrel who made me shit my pants?
Oh my God.
No. Okay. I got
your expressions today, Carl, are extra.
No, but that Cap Franc was all of us one of our top bottling of our Cap Franc Marathon, right? And that wine was not even ready to be open. It was just bottled. I think it's the like that one barrel on of the new French oak, right? That's one barrel of the French, So anyway, I'm gonna have more information.
Daryl's got his vote in, 6 of the Viogniers and 0 Cap Francs. We're surprised, Daryl, because we know Daryl loves Cap Francs. So,
but Daryl, hold on a second. There is a Bottega Merlot coming out too.
Oh yeah, that one is more up your alley.
Yeah, there's a Bottega Merlot and a Bottega Pinot Noir. And when we reveal the source,
but yes.
When we reveal the source of the grape of the Pinot Noir, I might not be the only one to shit my pants.
Pretty beloved source. But I think what's happening is I think that the Bottega Wine Studio Wine Club is going to get first access very briefly before our club is going to get in there and devour the.
And by the way, Daniel is not usually the guy who likes to be up front in the camera and all that. We're going to do a tasting Thursday with him. So we're going to talk about that special rosé bottling, right? You know, that one that we're not supposed to talk too much about. We're going to talk about that Pinot Noir. We're going to talk about the Viognier, the Cap Franc, the Merlot. And also, it's K Little, right? You know, this is approachable, first line of wine that he's doing as well. So I can't wait to talk more in depth about what we have coming in May with Daniel. But yeah, I mean, not only he always crushed it, but I think he just took his craft to the next freaking level. It's amazing. Maybe it's the Simil Camine air who like really makes him going to the next level. Then if you guys are in the area, we need to go visit with you guys because he's yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I have a little vision I want to talk to you about that. But Daryl's got a great question. Is the Merlot drenched in glorious oak or not?
Knowing Danielle, knowing how we approach the Bottega line, I'd say so. And Danielle, Daryl, to be honest, the only bottle that I opened in the whole box that I got from Bottega, it's the Viognier. Okay, I had to sign a NDA, so there's a few things that I can't talk right now, but I can tell you the Merlot. I think he sent me an email. Here, give me 1 second.
About the Merlot. So is the Merlot the one that Daryl, or not Daryl, that Dylan and Cavell, that Dylan
that was the back vintage. Now this is a new bottling.
So Dylan went after he tasted that Merlot from what, 2016?
Yeah.
He went to every like BC liquor store he could find
That's
might
true.
have like one bottle left of that Merlot, and he went and bought them all because he loved it so much. He was doing road trips just to find that one Merlot. Love that story. So why do I know that tasting Thursday I'll be in Europe for that tasting tabernacle? Sorry, not sorry. I know, poor Daryl will be maybe on a cruise, maybe in Burgundy with us. But you know what, Daryl, so when is that tasting Thursday? Do we know? It's in May?
Okay, there you go. Yes, it's in May, at the end of May. So just before we leave for Burgundy. Now, that okay, Daryl, this is a 2023 Merlot. Okay, 92% Merlot, 8% Cap Franc. The Merlot is from a Merlot 16 months in neutral oak, and the Cap Franc, it's from the new French oak barrel. So there you go.
Good things to know. Okay, well, we have a lot more to talk about. We haven't even gotten to the most, exciting thing that's happened is that we've recently discovered.
Holy shit! And it's already 5:45. I missed them.
Okay, so let's like rewind here. Let's go back. So we've talked about the rosés we've tasted recently, the mind-blowing Viognier. What else is in front of me? Oh, we talked about the Muscat Automnal, which is another super rare, exciting wine. But you have 4 reds in front of me, and everybody knows I love red. Like if I really had to choose between this little poll that we've got, you guys, a fun little poll, put in the comments what your favorite is. 1 for Bordeaux, put a 2 for Burgundy, put a 3 for Rhone varietals. You know why we're polling you? Well, there's a few reasons, but I mean, one is that Roche Winery has a very special connection to each of these sets of varietals, and they make them all really well.
Yeah. And today we're going to start with the Bordeaux. Okay. Next week, we're going to talk about maybe Rhone, and the following one, we're going to talk about Burgundy. Okay. Let's do it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. But if I had to pick, if you like put a gun to my head and said, pick one of these, Mira, pick one of these regions.
Oh, I know which one you pick.
See, I was thinking Rhone because of the Syrah, because I love Syrah, but I just love my big red blends.
That's true.
I think it would probably
That's true. Maybe I underestimate that aspect of you. That's true. And the Rhone has 2 whites, right? So it's got that mind-boggling Marsanne single vineyard. But yeah.
Okay, so the day that we're doing the Tasting Thursday with Daniel and Bottega, poor Daryl is going to have to miss it because he's going to be at Stonehenge.
Oh, there you go. Sorry about that.
That's tough. That's tough. Yeah. Love it. Hey, I missed it, but Daniel says, or Christine say that on the Viognier bottle, it says 60 cases made, and it's above the UPC code on the back of the label. So there you go. 60 cases, you guys. So I'm really glad we'll be like pretty much the first in the country to access that, because I'm sure it will sell out very quickly.
There you go. You know why? Because it says, it doesn't say 60 bottles. It is 60 cases. It says 780 bottles.
Oh.
With my dyslexia, I'm looking for a name, and I was looking for cases, and I couldn't find the word cases.
There you go. So little that it's counted by bottles, not by cases. There you go.
Yeah, and I think if we do the math here, 780 bottles divided by 12, 65 cases. Yeah, you know, I mean, we're talking the same numbers here. Absolutely.
Crazy.
Okay. Let's talk about the Bordeaux blend, the 3 Bordeaux style wine that we have in that 3 packs for the Tasting Thursday that we have at the end of the month with Penelope and Dylan Roche. Now, I will start with the 2022 Nuance. This is a blend of, this is the Artist Series, and a blend of 47% Merlot, 34% Cab Sauv, and 19% Cab Franc. Okay.
The one that has an N on it, has an N on my glass.
You got that right. You have a 20, 22, and a N. So an N is the Nuance. The Nuance is the Roche version of a second label. That's what the Bordeaux tradition is, right? You have Le Grand Vin, to the top wine of the chateau, and you have a second label, right? Les Caruades de Lafite. For you, you have Chateau Lafite Roche, you have Les Caruades de Lafite. You have, I don't know, like every top chateau, like you have Chateau Margaux, you have Pavillon Rouge de Chateau Margaux, right? So for Les Carmes Brillants, it's the same. So at Roche, you got Roche Chateau, which is their top wine, and you have Roche Nuance, which is the second label. Now, the difference is you got just 10% new oak and only 12 months of aging. So it's a little bit more crush, ferment, quick oak aging, and bottling, okay? And the Chateau version is more of a longer time in barrel, more oak, and more depth and complexity coming from the top barrel of the estate. So let's try the Nuance, because I thought that was a pretty fun wine. Super approachable, super crisp, well priced, and not just simple wine. I mean, there's some depth and complexity in that wine. So let's give it a try. Mira, I want to know your
I love it. This is like a great value proposition for, I think, what you get in the glass. It's in the $30 range, 30-something dollar range plus tax, I think.
Definitely. It definitely blow his price point out of the water. Definitely. This is a no-brainer. Well done for the price point, and the price is exactly at Nuance at $36. So yeah, and I like it because the tannins are present, right? It's beautiful Merlot, so there's some softness on the palate. There's also a nice evolution between the mid palate and the finish. The spice comes out past the mid palate. This is Awesome. Totally second label Bordeaux, or Bordeaux supérieur type, like the fifth growth or the past the fifth growth when you get to the the Bordeaux supérieur classification.
Yeah.
Yeah, the nose is super awesome too. More fruity on the nose.
Very tasty. Very tasty.
So I have to say, like, that's also the 1-3 pack was only red. Right? The 3 wines are red wines. So if you're looking to join us and you're a big red wine person, you can get the Bordeaux 3 pack. It's going to be pretty awesome. So now we have also Le Grand Vin, right? Le Grand Vin, which is the top wine of Roche, the 2020 vintage and the 2022 vintage. So we're offering both. The fun part of that is the 2020, it's a wine club exclusive and we have access to it. Okay. And the 2022, it's not released yet. It's a pre-release for Carl's Wine Club. So 2 wines, the 2 chateaux that you can get your hands on other than being a member at Roche. Also,
love it.
Also, this.
Oh.
I think it gave 2 cases available. It is if you look at it here, can you see the vintage?
2017. Oh my gosh.
2017. There's something special about the 2017 Roche Chateau. It was named the best wine in BC. So
seriously?
Yeah. That's the one that
amazing.
tastes of the BC Wine Award, or I don't know what it was back then. I think it was in 2021 or 2020. This wine was voted the best wine of the show.
Wow.
So the top wine. So anyway,
very cool.
This is, and I'm gonna taste that during the. I'm keeping this one. We're gonna taste it together during the live with Dylan and Penelope. I want Penelope to tell me why this wine is so special. And for what I get here, it's a little different in terms of blend. So it's dominant Cab Sauv, while these 20 and 22 are Merlot dominant. So
nice.
But in the meantime, if you want to get a few of those, it's possible because we have, I think, 24 bottles available, which is very, very, very rare. There's barely none left in the library. So, yeah, really cool. So let's go with 2020 to start, which I rated 93 points. This wine has been open for a week.
And that's our little experiment. If you guys didn't know, every day that it's open, it's like a couple years of aging, right? With the oxidation.
And look what's left for the bottle, okay? And it's still rocking. Wow. There's from 2020, it's a blend of 54% Merlot, 23% Cab Sauv, and 23% Cab Franc. So Merlot, almost half and half Merlot Cab, split the cabs between the Franc and the Sauv, and you got this. I think the winemaking here, it's 14 months in barrel, 30% new oak. Obviously, French oak. I mean, she's French. She's from Bordeaux, so she's definitely not using anything else than French oak. And this wine, from the moment that I popped it, I was like, holy fuck, this is awesome. Texture-wise, like this wine has just entered its prime window of drinkability. It's just opening the door. It's right there. I mean, right at the beginning of the prime window of drinkability. Usually, a wine like that, I would say this is a good 3 to 4 years of prime window. Easy. Because this is made Bordeaux style. This will shine for a while. I mean, Small production too. I think like this is something like 250 cases or so. So like these are tiny production, but beautiful wine, rich, powerful, but balanced, beautiful acidity. 2020 was such an amazing vintage. So yeah, amazing wine. The finish is long. The oak integration is pinpoint. This is enough, and I can smell it from here. And it's been open for a week. It's been open for a week.
Wow. So good, hey?
It's so enjoyable. Sometimes Bordeaux wines are so tight, and I mean I feel like I need to wait. We need to wait for a lifetime to have the wine approachable. This is beautifully approachable right now. So when we go with the 22 is still a baby. The 22 is bigger. The 22 is more powerful. The 22 is heavier. Like I think you have like a 1 point higher in terms of alcohol. So it's a 14.6, while the 2020 is at 13.5. So you see here, right? And it's also it's 85% Merlot, 15% Cab Sauv. No Cab Franc on this one. So I'm talking to you, Daryl. Talking to you. This is for you. No Franc on that one. Merlot Cab Sauv. Still tight. This one is still tight. I'm putting 90 plus points, but I have a feeling that 22 might evolve in a very different way. Like this is a baby. It's a powerful wine.
Yeah.
I find more concentration in the 22. More the edges are more defined. Obviously, yeah, this wine feels like younger, obviously, but younger than the 2 years gap that what we have between 20 and 22. That might take a little longer for 22 to evolve at the same level of 20. But down the road, that might be the sleeper of the two. So yeah, fantastic option. I mean, these wines are $60. So it's not a cheap wine by any mean. But when you look at Meritage, when you look at the top wine from a winery, $60, it's not outrageous. I mean, it's very well priced for the quality. Not only the quality, but the background of the winemaker to get these quality of wine at that price, I think it's pretty phenomenal. 400 cases. Okay, I got the number here. 400 cases for the 22 and 431 for the 2020. So nice. Yeah, 2020 they were down to not a lot. That's why now it's under lock for members only on their website. And yeah, so it's really exciting. I'm so thrilled about these.
Yay! Hey, Daryl's got a great great comment there, but I don't know what he means. What is this, Carl? You have to decode for me. Yeah. Details. Limousin, Vosges, Nevers, Bertrange, Allier, and Trancé. These are like regions, like French oak growing areas. Like, what is that?
Huh? Yeah. These are oak forests.
Producers?
Oak forest.
Forests. Ah, so Daryl's, because he likes oak, probably done his research.
Because Vosges is a forest. Bertrange. But these are that might be the Bordeaux barrel that you use. I don't know.
Yeah, you have to tell me, Daryl. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think he's wondering which type of barrels you're using. So Yannick, I don't.
Yannick votes French oak style.
Yeah.
Just so you know. So Yannick, me too for Syrah. But overall, I have to go with Bordeaux because I love my big reds. Oh my. So yeah, you guys can drop a number in the comments. I think for it to count in the official poll that's on here, you just drop like a 1 for Bordeaux, a 2 for Burgundy, or a 3 for Rhone. I don't think it understands if it's like part of a comment, but if you just drop the number in the comments, you'll instantly be added to the poll. French oak types is what they are. Yeah. Okay, I guess we're gonna learn when we go see the tonnelier in Burgundy, because we're meeting like a master tonnelier who's making these oak barrels out in Burgundy. So we'll learn all about that. But Daryl's got a head start. He knows all about these things. Yeah.
Yeah. These two are fantastic. So yeah. So that's the Bordeaux. So what I have, it's 93 points for the 20, 92 plus for the 22, which I suspect I might go up down the road as the wine evolve over the years. I wouldn't be surprised to see that score going up to 93 plus. I think there's a lot more to come on that wine. And yeah, this wine suggesting to probably have it sit for a couple more years, but so much fun. So this is the 3-pack of Bordeaux wine that we have here, and I want to show you guys. So this is the nuance in the middle. We have 2020 and 2022 as well. So 2020, which is a wine club member exclusive, and 2022 a pre-release. So super exciting.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. It is.
What is your preference, Mira? Where do you sit with these 3 Bordeaux?
I love all. I mean, I love the value and nuance so that you can just open it up on any night of the week and really elevate your meal. I have definitely good with the barbecue. I have a feeling that in Bordeaux, they like their steaks. And you know what I get in my mind? We were in Paris, Carl and I, and we stumbled upon this fondue restaurant. It looked like a hole in the wall, but it was like prime dinner time in Paris, which means that if you don't have a reservation, and we didn't, it was our first night in Paris, so we weren't sure what time we'd get there and all this, so we didn't make a reservation. We're wandering around and we walk into this hole in the wall looking fondue place. And oh my gosh, the meat was so fresh, and it was these beautiful chunks of steaks, and it was spectacular. And I imagine that Bordeaux people like that kind of thing.
Yeah, also the Bordelaise, right? Like the steak with that Bordelaise sauce, and
yes, it had different sauces. Yes,
absolutely. I think Chateaubriand with Bordeaux also.
But if I'm having a Chateaubriand or like a perfectly fresh, gorgeous beef fondue with like chunks of beef, then I would probably go with, well, one of the 2 chateaus. And I think 22 in BC and 20. Do we have a 20 and a 22 here?
You got that right. You got that right.
Spectacular vintages for reds in BC, weren't they?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, if you made me pick a favorite, I'd say 20. Yeah. Only because I like my wine with more age.
Yeah. But and 20 is more ready to drink. That's why like right now, 20, it's much more enjoyable. But I'm just digging deep into the structure of the wine, and I'm like, there's a lot more coming in the 22. Obviously, it's tight right now, but I think that there's a lot more coming.
Makes sense. And Daryl, that's fascinating. I mean, we learned a little bit about that idea when we were at Stratus and we were looking at their At their amphoras, same idea. They have very specific ways that they bake the clay so that it allows different types of ingress of air and ages very differently. And it's the same with the oak barrels, isn't it?
Yep, it sure is. It sure is. That's the tree, right? How the tree has that like different from different places, from different
Yeah.
provenance, like the tight grain, like when you look at the American oak, the grains are much softer. Like the grains are much looser. It's not as tight
Yeah.
as the French one.
Yeah, that's why
So that's
American oak has a very distinct characteristics. It's almost like a little bit sweet, isn't it? Like
exactly.
very different when it's American oak, isn't it?
Yeah.
And French oak, like everything the French do, it can be very specific. I feel like there's like maybe a concentration of super tasters in France where they've really like fine-tuned and narrowed down a lot of these things. Honestly, when we went to France for the first time this last fall, I felt like I was in a Disneyland for food and wine lovers. Like that's what it was like. It was literally like, this is where all the foodies come to hang out, isn't it?
Around the world.
Yes, so much fun. So yes, hang out with us on April 30th if you're into that kind of thing. If you love wine, if you love food, Penelope and Dylan Roche, winemakers and owners of Roche Wines on the Naramata Bench, phenomenal wines, phenomenal winery. So I just can't wait because when you sit down on a tasting with the winemaker on Zoom, it's really like truly very special. You get to learn the backstories. You get to learn in depth about these wines in a way that you just can't just by reading like Google or something or ChatGPT. There's no way. So it's going to be really fun.
And while, like, I mean, before we go, I mean, yes, like that tasting, that Zoom tasting, I can't wait because there's so much. We're gonna get so much information. Like these three Bordeaux style wine. I mean, that's where Penelope's from. This is like that's the cream of the crop, right? I mean, Chateau Aubryon, which is one of the very most famous estate in the world. Well, there's the Carme Aubryon was part of Chateau Aubryon less than 100 years ago.
Wow,
I mean, that split off, they Carme Aubryon got a little parcel, I think it's 14 acres that they kept. And her grandfather was the first one. And after that, her dad, and she took over her dad. I mean, she grew up at the chateau. Yeah, Google Les Carme Aubryon, look at the chateau there, and she grew up on the second level. She was showing me where her room was. I mean,
that's so wild. And you know what? I think that I'm just so excited to get to know them more. With that, though, what I wanted to say is for someone like me, Carl, that doesn't know a whole lot about wine. Like I literally, you guys, I can't say that as much because I've been tasting wine next to Carl for 5 years, almost 6 years now. But literally 6 years ago, I didn't know anything about wine. And I still only know, like, what is it that I like? And, you know, that's about it. So what is Haut-Brion? Like for those of us like me that might not know exactly. Like I get that it sounds iconic. Everyone that I've heard when they mention
that's name, just like there's not this is but there's
so
no
about it?
it's just the location. I mean, like the Haut-Brion itself doesn't mean anything. Right? It's just a family. Like that's the name of the chateau. It doesn't mean probably anything special. Maybe we can go. I don't know the background, but yeah, because it's one of the first premier grand cru classé. So in the premier grand cru classé, that's what makes it special. You got Haut-Brion, you got Latour, you got Margaux, you have Lafite Rothschild, you have Mouton Rothschild, you have Chateau d'Yquem, and which one is the other? Cheval Blanc, Petrus. Yeah, that's pretty much all of the Premier Grand Cru Classé. And Chateau Aubryon is part of that. So that's what makes it so fucking special. I mean,
very cool.
Yeah, that's the level of Lafite and Rothschild and Petrus and Cheval Blanc, Latour, Margaux. So, and Aubryon is part of that very. Oh, Daryl say, is this first growth? Like, oh, yeah, but I mean, see, so what you're having here, it's from the family where, like, I mean, this is all connected. So that's what's so freaking special.
Very cool. Very cool. Yeah. Well, I can't wait. And it's all like all this talk is making me want to go back to France like badly. And I'm really glad we're going soon because it's just, it's so spectacular.
And before we go, we want to say that you don't miss that tasting with Penelope and Dylan. Don't miss these wines. These chateaus are just too freaking cool. But on YouTube today, I give a little tutorial on how to open a bottle of wine with a wax stop. Okay, so that was the whole purpose. The whole purpose of the video was to give the tutorial of how to open it. Don't forget that there's wine in there. So now we're tasting. I want to say that what was in the bottle, it's Rust Syrah. This one is the Okanagan Valley, not the Golden Mile, but the other one. This is from the Black Sage Bench, the Ferreira Vineyard, from the 2019 vintage. So Rust 2019, OK Valley. I mean, tasting a Syrah from Rost, it's always fun. I mean, all of the 2020s that we had back in the day were off the chart. 19 is a different vintage. I really like the Bordeaux blends, all the meritage for 2019. The Syrahs were outstanding, too, fresher, more elegant, more not as big and heavy. So here what we have on this one, I would say this wine has definitely arrived. I mean, I think it's just getting over here. Like the tannin has completely dissipated. I mean, the wine is not fading yet. But if you have 2019 Syrah from Rost, especially the Ferreira Vineyard, I suggest you open it. I think that's what you get the most out of it. Don't wait too much longer.
Yeah,
but very good though.
Really like those tertiary flavors that are starting to happen after you hit the peak. But yeah, it's hitting its prime. It's in its prime. Perhaps somewhere in that prime where it could fall at some point. Yeah.
I mean, definitely more. There's definitely more in it than when I popped and poured during the show earlier. I think I started losing on the finish a little bit, just a tiny bit. I can feel right now a little bit of oxidation, like tiny amount of oxidation on the finish, completely at the end. So yeah, if you have some 19, especially from the Ferreira, I would say time to pop if you want to have a maximum enjoyability. So yeah, here is for what we have here. Next week, Mira, do you want to talk about the Burgundy or the Rhone? What would be your choice for next week?
I would say it would make sense based on the story, because we start with Bordeaux because Penelope, who was winemaker, has got such a phenomenal story, you know, having grown up in Bordeaux, and her family owned Les Carmes
Brillants.
But, you know, her husband, Dylan, co-owner and co-founder Dylan Roche, learned winemaking, fell in love with wine in Burgundy. And it's funny because we were talking about our upcoming trip to Burgundy with the club members, and he knows like several of the people that we are going to be interacting with in Burgundy, which is really cool. He spent 5+ years there, and that's where he learned how to make wine and fell in love with wine. So I would say Burgundy is the great next place to go. But also Rhone, because that is one of your highest rated wines so far out of these wines that we've tasted.
Yeah, the Syrah with the Similkameen fruits is absolutely wow, and the Roussan.
Yes. Now I don't know what happened with Carl there. The screen, you can come out here, Carl, but anyway, we're about to wrap up, and I appreciate each of you stopping by for Wine Wednesday. We had a fun little poll this time about your favorite wine region. You just put a number in the chat and you can vote. I think that's pretty fun. We'll be able to vote some more coming up. Here comes Carl.
I got to crash out. Crash out.
Anyways, it was great to see you guys. Thank you so much. Hit subscribe if you're on YouTube and you're not subscribed yet, because we are like just a few people away from 500 subscribers. And our goal is to hit 1,000 as quickly as possible, because once you hit 1,000 on YouTube, YouTube starts to take you seriously, which means that we can spend more time chatting with wine lovers about Canadian wine on YouTube, which is great. So if you love wine, hit that subscribe button. Help us get to 1,000 followers, subscribers on YouTube. And you know what, guys? Hopefully we will see you on April 30th. You do not have to have wine in your glass to join us to meet Penelope and Dylan Roche at Roche Wines. But it is a lot more fun if you do have some Roche wines in your glass.
And you can ask your questions, and you can test the wines that night and reorder more after the show.
So it's a good way to order just even a few bottles, have them in your glass, have some friends over that like wine.
Have some fun,
and meet the winemakers, learn all about the wines. And then you might say, you know what, we're going to maybe order some more because now we've learned about this one and this one, and we want more of this one. So that's kind of how it works. But even if you don't have wine in your glass, you are welcome to join us and just learn and just get to know this amazing winery. So cheers, guys. We will see you real soon.
Canadian wine lovers, Carl's Wine Club members, we'll see you next week.